Dukes of Weebdom.
Dukes of Weebdom.
Episode 98.
I'm getting closer.
Yes. You know what's big sad?
What?
That it's not February 28th.
Yes.
Or rather, February 26th. Because there's no way we would be doing this on Friday, first off, or on the day of Monster Hunter release.
Big sad. So expect a break.
Well, no, I mean, as in, if Monster Hunter released that Wednesday, then yes. But it's the reason on Friday. So I said February 26th, okay. 2 days before.
It's probably going to be like a geek out nostalgia episode. Wait, is that 2 episodes from now? Is that going to be 100?
Oh, it will be. 2 days before Monster Hunter will be episode 100, yeah. Look at that.
Not gonna lie, and be honest, I feel like we blew our load on specials. I don't think we got anything. Any other possible avenues. The only one I got left in my noggin is OPs, and that's about it.
Well, that's
and that
impossible.
I was about to say, that might be the single hardest list to put together.
Impossibilities. It'd just be shout-outs.
It will be. There's not like a huge amount of depth you can bring to that.
No.
Maybe we can bring a little top 5 just to shoot through. Little 5-minute segment.
Oh, we'll think of something.
Yeah.
I played the demo again for Monster Hunter. Did you snip in there at all?
No, I downloaded it and I saw the times for the next extended one. I will literally not be on any of those times of day.
Well, it's next weekend. This weekend, isn't it? Or is it the following weekend?
I feel like it's not exactly the weekend, though. It's the 13th into the 14th, and then the 17th into the 18th.
That's weird.
And I believe the first one, and I could be wrong about this, but I think the first one is like Thursday into Friday, and then the other one's like Tuesday into Wednesday. And it's like, man, screw me. Those are peak sleeping hours before I go to my goddamn job.
Damn.
And the other thing that confused me is I could be totally wrong on like what times of day, because they posted the start times in Pacific time and the end times in global time.
What the fuck?
It pissed me the fuck off.
That's weird. Well, it's only happening anyway because of the PSN outage.
Yeah. Hilarious. Hilarious the day Monster Hunter's like, here's our beta, all of PlayStation just crumbles.
Yeah, I was big sad.
It's too powerful. It's trying to save y'all.
Sorry, though. I was in it. I played it. I got what I wanted. I wasn't going to be playing it forever because, I mean, the whole purpose of Monster Hunter is to get items and then go use those items to craft.
You don't want to burn out on some of those hunts already.
Yeah, especially because you're hunting those things and you can't use the items on anything. You're given one of every weapon. Just choose a weapon, and then there's like 3 armor sets or whatever, and then go hunt these things.
That's what I mean. Like if I did log in, I'd probably only just take a bunch of weapons to like Gypsaros and just call it a day there, just to feel the weapons again and get used to how they're gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all I want. I want to build up the muscle memories, leave with as few content spoilers.
Well, I'll tell you this much. If they do drop another trailer, because they had trailer 6 a week and a half ago, and that's the one where it showed Gore Magala's back, and
Goth Daddy.
Yep, showed the new map, or the 4th locale, and all this stuff. So that was cool. But if they do drop a trailer 7, I probably won't watch it, because I like, in Monster Hunter, seeing what monsters are in the game when the quest is given to me to go kill it.
Yes.
Or I'm in the map and it jumps out of the bush.
Those cutscenes, yeah.
And just attacks me, type deal. I want to see more of that.
I mean, it's kind of like cheesy, but every time you go to a new area and it gives you like panning shots of the biome, I love that kind of shit.
Yeah. I like being surprised and stuff in games, and we already know 30-something of the monsters that are
Hell, they're already talking about ones that'll come out in post-launch updates.
Yeah.
I just saw one.
They've specified which ones? I
It
don't know.
specified one.
Look, don't tell me. I don't
Okay,
want
I
to know.
won't.
I
then.
don't know.
I won't. But it said coming in the free title update 1 or 2.
Most likely 1. But we do know the date, or, well, the month that each title update will be. So, like,
Nice.
they're like, oh, title update
Well,
1
they're
will be in
already
May.
announcing monsters for it.
Well, because we knew Devil Joe was the first one from World, and we knew that pretty early. I don't know if it was before the game released or, like,
I just find it
within
crazy
week 1.
to calm down.
I assume it's a returning monster. At least.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I don't. It could be. I'm not even playing coy.
All right, then.
It probably is, but I don't recognize it.
Lit. I'll stop. I mean, it's going to be completely unavoidable for me to avoid knowing it, but the longer I can go without knowing what it is, the better. But, like, there's at least one monster in the trailer that we saw that doesn't have any name, and you only see him for, like, half a second. So at least there's some, like, I want big monster surprises. I want to just walk in there and be like, oh, shit, what the fuck is that? I want to be like, oh, yes, it's that monster that I saw, like, 6 times in, like, 4 different trailers.
Chameleos in World?
Yes.
So that's, like, right around where I stopped playing, Freedom Unite 2. I almost want to go back on World, get to there just for, like, that full circle nostalgia.
He's way better in World. Well, I mean, everything's better in World than Freedom Unite.
Yeah.
But, because Monster Hunter World went, like, they went in on the Elder Dragons.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking Elder Dragons in World.
I was really surprised how fast you can fight a fucking Kirin in that. Not that it's, like, hard or anything. It's just kind of, like, caught me off guard. I guess I'm like, I already have a Kirin quest?
Yeah, so far the only Elder Dragon we know of in Wilds is Gormagala.
Nice. Yeah, Goth Daddy.
Yes, Goth Daddy.
I remember last time I was like, I don't really get the Gormagala hype. I saw, like, one picture on Twitter, his wings all out and everything. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm sold. Goth Daddy.
Oh, yeah, because you probably haven't fought him at all.
I have.
4 Ultimate was his game.
Yes, I did play, like, smidge.
Because Wilds is basically, I mean, the community is basically calling Wilds 4 Ultimate 2.
Because I played Freedom Unite 2, Skip Try. I definitely played Generations, because I remember the stupid weapon skills, which I didn't think were stupid at the time. I liked the weapon skills.
I like them. They're not bad.
They're fun. They're weeby.
4 Ultimates in there, too. I don't know which one came first, 4 Ultimate or
sure
Generations.
4 Ultimate also. Just not very long. I think I literally stopped playing that one.
Well, you also played 3 Ultimate.
Did I?
Yeah, 100%. This is the first 3DS one that we played. Because that 3 Ultimates with Brachydios.
Yeah, and Generations.
That's the
I was
game
literally about to
Brachydios
say.
came in.
I was literally just about to say I stopped playing when I got to after I got to Brachydios. It's like I'm full. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
4 Ultimate was Gormagala.
I've definitely fought him. I know for a fact I have. I just don't think I went much deeper than that.
His armor set is lit.
He has like a unique debuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, because that's what everyone keeps talking about right now. So you can add, like, another monster from 4 Ultimate, right? Seregios. You've fought him, because if you fought in Gormagala, you fought in Seregios. He's the yellow thing that has all the spikes. You could throw, like, blades out. If you've seen him, you'd be like, yes, that thing.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
His armor set had a cool ability that whenever you rolled, it sharpened your weapon a little bit.
I cannot believe I spelled that right.
Seregios?
Yeah. I just kind of winged it. Yeah. Yeah.
Vaguely familiar?
Very vaguely.
So, like, alright, either way, he has no element, he's just a physical, his attacks bleed. I think that's the monster that introduced Bleed to as a mechanic to Monster Hunter. But anyway, you can add him in any Monster Hunter game. But like, okay, yeah, Seragios is here. That's cool. Or oh, hey, yeah, Rathalos. That makes sense. Or Gypsaros is here. Cool. It's a Gypsaros. Or it's a Yankaku. Or whatever you add. Gormagala is not a monster you can just do that with and just throw Gormagala there and be like, oh yes, okay, it's a Gormagala. Whatever. No, because Gormagala affects the biomes, and in the game, based off of the biomes, so heavily, and ecology, and is super...
It only gets more that way, too, over time.
Yeah, and a game that's very narratively driven this time around, Gormagala...
I'll believe that when I fucking see it.
Yes. Same.
Sorry.
Gormagala heavily affects lore implications, because Gormagala's entire shtick is that wherever he goes, he spreads a miasma that infects other monsters and makes them go frenzy. That was the whole thing with 4 Ultimate, the frenzy virus. And where is it coming from? It's coming from Gormagala. So when he walks around, there's this smoke that's constantly coming out of the back of him, and the miasma that's coming out, and you can get it. It builds up on you as well when you're fighting. You have to use null berries to get rid of the effects and stuff. So it spreads. That's not someone you can just throw in and be like, okay, Gore's here. The frenzy's got to play a part somehow. Lore-wise into it. But then everyone's suggesting, hey, if Gormagala's here, then Shagu Magala's got to be here somewhere too. Because Gormagala is the baby, and Shagu Magala is the grown-up. He sheds his skin and he becomes all radiant and like... Ooh. Gold. Well, it's more white than gold, but he's all godly.
He exits his goth phase and goes full fairy.
No, full fucking angelic pope.
Yeah. I found God, bitches.
Literally, because everything he does is like God rays everywhere. I'm gonna fucking Monster Hunter. That's an I.
Oh, yeah, why?
Yeah. Let's see if I can see...
Straight up end of Hollow Knight vibes, where the sun becomes the final boss.
Right. He's awesome. And like, this is his armor. Compared to...
Right.
Yeah, it's okay. But like, Gore's armor is like way cooler.
I freaking bet it's gonna be. Yeah.
See, because everyone's like, oh, Shagu Magala. And I'm like, what about Chaotic Kagurabachi? Because that's just a mixture of the two. It's like an in-between phase. It's like while Gormagala is like in its molten process of like turning into Shagu. So it's like he's Gore, but he has like bits of Shagu like sticking out of him. He's like so badass. And he's like way harder to fight than both of them. It's like, that's the guy I want to fight again. Is Chaotic Gormagala.
I'm sure he'll be there.
Maybe one of the two, Chaotic or Shagu.
If not in the base, then definitely by expansion.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they love their subtypes and subspecies and all that shit.
That's another thing that they did too, because World really went in, so it'd probably be subspecies. Because World base game, and including Iceborne as well. Heavy on the fucking Elder Dragons, because you have Kirin, Shalador, Teostra, Lunastra, Chameleos, Valhazak. Then you had Nergigante, the flagship.
Get that name.
Then you had Namiel in Iceborne and then Volcana.
It's another one right out of my fucking brain. Damn it.
That's 8.
I didn't even fight that one. I was so proud I could think of it.
That's 8 right there. And then on top of that, you also had the fucking mountain thing.
The actual big boy?
The big boy in base world. Zaramagdaros. He's an Elder Dragon.
And the final boss?
And the final boss of Iceborne.
Well, I meant the final boss of base game, too.
Oh, yes. Xeno'jiva. Yep. And then... Oh, my God. I forget his name. Xeno'jiva's... like... elder self. He grows up. Is the end boss of world, and then you have Call of Taroth. You have fucking Alatreon, fucking Fatalis, and what's his name? The big red dragon. He's a new guy that is like an event thing.
Well, World is very much like a celebration too, because they're moving to like a different formula and trying out new things.
Yeah, well, also too because the story of World focused around elder dragons as well, because the new world is where elder dragons go to die, the Rotten Vale. So that was all that. But then on Iceborne, for all the other monsters that they added, were all variants, and variants were always super rare. You know what I mean? We had like Brute Tigrex. Is Brute Tigrex a variant, or is he fucking...
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
He's an echo fighter. We had a word for this in Smash.
Yeah. Because you just get, like...
In my mind,
it's the same. Yeah, it's the same monster, but now he's got an element, and he's a different color.
And possibly, like, slightly different behavior, too.
Yeah. But, like, then between Rathalos and Azure Rathalos...
Don't mention
those
Rathalos to me.
Those are subspecies.
Speaking of changed behavior, fuck Azure Rathalos.
Flying boys.
Ugh. I'm a gunner. It doesn't even affect me as bad, but like it's still frustrating.
It was more frustrating in like Freedom Unite when you couldn't do nothing.
I disagree. It is incredibly frustrating to leap off of a high place and fall down like 8 elevations. That shit didn't happen in Freedom Unite.
True.
That shit happens all the time in the Ancient and Forested world.
I love the Ancient Forest. I know. So many people hate it, but I'm like, this is like...
When I do fall down 8 elevations and I gotta go like the world's most gigantic spiral staircase in the universe.
Fast travel to the camp.
I didn't do a lot of fast travel in World. I feel like a big dum-dum.
You didn't know you could fast travel to camps?
I don't think I did know that.
Yeah, you can. You just open your map and click on the camp and you'll
I'm like
fast
90%
right there.
sure I didn't do that a single time.
Dude, that's savage. Your life would have been a billion.
Like...
Especially the Rathalos situation, because the camp at the top of the tree is 5 feet away from where he is. Both locations.
That
because
hurts. You know that other big ass place too that I was always pissed about. The fucking bubbly one with the...
the Coral Highlands?
Fucking hell, man. I'm doing these big ass fucking rotations through the whole map.
Because,
oh, no.
He's the top nest one where the Rathalos kind of goes, where the water thing is that can knock you off. Yeah. And then if you come around, he's on the inside, where it's that big open, like, inside the tree.
Oh, yeah, like I was just about to say, like, the hollow part of the tree.
The camp
That's where I fall.
The camp is right here, and you just walk over some vines to this part, or you come in here and you jump down into a section, and you're in the hollow tree right there.
I want to bite my own hands off. I definitely didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just plays a quick little scene of you just like hooking onto one of those fucking little Drake thingies and you can fly away.
This is what I mean. I like it as like a simulator. I really dig my feet in and get in.
But hey, now you got the secret. So you got a little mount that you can just hit a button and it auto runs. Don't forget that.
Please, another Square Enix collaboration. Give me a chocobo.
Yes.
Chocobo.
Well, because Yoshi P has mentioned it now, recently. And when Worlds, like, finished up and, like, before Wilds was even announced, he was, like, Yoshi P was saying that he would love to do, if they ever do another Monster Hunter, he would love to do another collab. Because he said he had to admit utter defeat. Because I played both. I played 14 and I play Monster Hunter, obviously. But the Rathalos fight in 14, while cool and different than everything else in 14 because it plays more like Monster Hunter, the second phase, Rathalos does moves that you have to dodge, and if it hits you, it sends you flying like in the game. And the only way to heal is a debuff that stops healing. And the only way to heal is you have a button and for like a mega potion, they'll heal you, and you only live a limited number of them. And you can cut Rathalos' tail, or break his tail. It doesn't. Yoshi P wanted to cut it off, but Raiden's you can't, so it just quote unquote breaks it.
Yeah.
It's still attached to though. It does a bunch of damage.
Kind of sad.
Yeah. But then the behemoth fight in World is just, and they just chose like the perfect monster. Behemoth just fits so beautifully.
Do you think if they do it again, they'll do Ifrit?
If anything, there's been talk about Bahamut.
No.
Yeah, and I am so ready for that.
No, I'm not.
I want it so bad.
I was just complaining about Azure Rathel. I don't think I've seen Bahamut on the ground.
He stomps the tank at one point, but then immediately goes back up to his hovering form.
Yeah, no.
Dive bombs in Monster Hunter. Fucking Giga
Quad
Flare.
heavy bow gun team.
I would want to know what monster that the 14, if they did it,
There's so many to choose
would
from.
pick. You know what I mean? Because you already
Like
did
Final
Rathalos.
Fantasy,
Yeah.
there's a lot of options, but really there's like 3. Like there'd be like Ifrit or fucking Bahamut.
I would not want Ifrit because I personally just despise the design of Ifrit in 14.
That's like my favorite. I don't like chunky Ifrit.
I like chunky Ifrit. Like, first off,
I
my
like
favorite
Satan
Ifrit is
Ifrit.
16 Ifrit is fire. No pun intended.
I gotta actually look at it again. I should know. I should know exactly what he looks like, but there's just been so many. My problem with chunky Ifrit is I feel like it's just Behemoth 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, kind of, which is why I'm like, don't do it.
Yeah, I feel like 16s is closer to fucking 14s than it is to chunky, at least.
Yeah.
I'd be cool with this. It's just straight up molten Godzilla.
Okay, actually, I lied. 15's Ifrit is the worst. Because it's literally just a dude. It's a demon with horns.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That is awful. What the fuck happened?
You found it so quickly. Yeah, let me see it again.
I did. What the hell is that?
Yeah, yeah. Though.
The boy band plague was really rough, man.
Yeah, but I will say 15 makes up for it with their Shiva. So, I'll give them that much. And Ramu, you can't fuck up Ramu.
If there's swimming, it would be Leviathan. I'm so glad there's no underwater combat, right?
No, but there is swimming. Only as an
exploration thing.
Yes, but the only time they've shown it off was they were walking through like a wooded area in like the jungle, and you come to a spot, and he jumps under and swims under and comes up immediately.
That's
under
the kind of swimming I want, baby.
Yeah. I would love swim combat come back personally. I loved it.
Again. I said it before, but not like this.
I like underwater combat. I thought it was really fun, and I thought it really fun for the 3DS days. Granted, I will admit it was super janky.
Yeah, I don't like it for all the same reasons I didn't like swimming in Donkey Kong and Mario. It's too much direction.
It is a lot.
Especially for something as precise as Monster Hunter. Like, I was missing so many swings and shit like that. Because you gotta get your depth perception perfect. You gotta get those angles perfect to make sure you really see the distance.
Well, because, see, 3 Ultimate is the Monster Hunter that I got the least far in. Because I've always, quote-unquote, beaten every Monster Hunter. As in, I got to the highest unlockable monster rank. Yeah. I mean, like...
To be fair,
Monster
I think just
Hunter,
beating the story is beating the game.
Like, G-Rank 3-star or 4-star, whatever. There's no G-Rank 5. I got to G-Rank 4, I fought a bunch of monsters in it, did what I wanted. I think that's...
Yeah.
But, like, Iceborne has the Hunter rank, where it's like Hunter rank 600 or whatever. You can keep going past the things. The other games have that, too. And at certain staples, you unlock, like, Arc-Tempered Velkhana is something, and it's like... you unlock that at like hunter rank whatever, and I'm like, I don't want to grind.
You're not there for like the 100% completion. You're just there to.
I fought everything other than these tempered things where it's the same monster. They just have like a red hue to them, and they do
or maybe like
absurdly
the
more
number
damage.
one hardest thing in them too. Because isn't there like a couple you didn't beat Fatalis in?
World.
Yeah. So.
But that's
I wouldn't be like, you didn't beat the game. You didn't beat Fatalis.
Asmongold feels that way.
Well, he's wrong.
Yeah. Well, because Fatalis... Oh, my God, dude. He's so hard. And so this is the problem I have with the Fatalis fight in World, is that the opening sequence... So it's like I played it and really got into it when it was getting popular again. Yeah. And that's
Return to World?
The Return to World. So I was like, all right, well, I never beat Alatreon or Fatalis, so I'm going to go back and do those two things. And I beat Alatreon, but the first half of the Fatalis fight, you have to beat yourself and unlock the real fight, and then that's the multiplayer. So there's a story element fight that you have to do, and one of the NPCs is with you fighting the whole time. He's got a heavy bow gun, and he's firing or whatever.
Yeah.
But Fatalis does an absurd amount of damage, and to clear it, you have to break his horn. But he's also tall as fuck. So trying to get the horn is like... So I hate when Monster Hunter has you do a specific task, which is why a lot of people didn't like Alatreon, because Worlds was heavy, like its meta builds was all non-element or blast element, high affinity type stuff, not elemental damage.
Stuff that can't be rezzed, also, like in general.
Yeah. So, but then Alatreon came out, and he doesn't have a DPS check. He has an elemental damage check, which is DPS and elemental damage. Yeah. So, and if you don't clear it, you're dead.
To be fair, I hate that too. And I've actually just read a statement. I can't corroborate it. I didn't fact check if it came from them. But saying that they kind of like that design and they kind of want to keep moving forward with having boss fights that kind of like gear check you in that way. Not like straight DPS checks, but you need to like bring something more specific to the fight. And I don't like that because I feel bad for someone that's just played Sword and Shield. That's your favorite weapon. Now you got to figure out some fucking way to get that rinky-dinky ass Sword and Shield up to that Fatalis' face.
Yeah.
Which now having two weapons is going to mitigate that a little bit. Super fair. But I still don't like the idea of it either. Yeah. And with Alatreon.
But 3 Ultimate, I got to G-Star rank 2 of 4 or 5. But there's monsters that are in those higher ranks that I really want to fight. Like Dire Morales, which is like he's an elder dragon that looks very similar to Legiacris, but he's just a walking. He's like a volcano monster.
I've definitely heard the name before, but I've also
he's badass looking.
Been your friend a long time. So.
And then there's also the abyssal like Legiacris. I want to fight him. I've never fought him. And yeah, so there's certain monsters in those lighter ranks in 3 Ultimate. But 3 Ultimate is an old game. It's on a 3DS. Whereas I have both of them still.
I'll probably never open a 3DS again.
I did. I actually played 3 Ultimate like maybe a year and a half ago.
Nice.
I did. I played a few hunts. I actually unlocked the urgent quest for the next G rank. So that cool. I don't know what it was, but I didn't do the quest, but it's available for me to continue on.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited to sink my teeth back in. I got the Monster Hunter passion back in me.
Love to see it. Yes, we'll play together the next day.
Yeah, we'll play together that day, and then the day after, you're gonna be like, whoosh.
I don't think you understand. I will already be, because you're not gonna play on Friday.
I know.
You'll play on Saturday,
sad.
And
I'm so sad.
I'll probably be.
If
12 hours of gameplay ahead of you.
If the game opens on midnight, like all games fucking should.
Oh, on Thursday.
Release date.
On Thursday, it probably will. So
then
Thursday
I'll
night.
absolutely be able to Friday morning immediately log in after work.
Yeah.
I just hate when games open at like
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
like this beta 7 p.m.
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm pretty sure. Well,
It's gonna be a hard answer to get, anyways.
it would be. I don't even know how you'd look that up, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it can wait. We can do that.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah.
No big deal. But here's my thing.
But yeah, we might have like one singular play session's worth of time before you're whoosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
And our other friend is also just gonna be whoosh.
He'll be whooshing me
Yeah, he will be.
because he has infinitely more time to play.
400 hours of Path of Exile.
What do you got?
140.
Well,
Yeah. Nutty.
though I will tell you, he is extremely known for the AFK farm
Yeah.
game
I
time.
see that Steam has a little ZZZ symbol when someone's away from keyboard for a little bit, so I do see that quite often.
My wife has that in 14. Bad. Like,
I have that pretty bad. I gotta walk away all the
because
time.
14 doesn't log you out on a computer.
It just puts you into
Just
like...
nope, it just stays there forever, unless you do something. But on a
it.
PS5, my PS5 will enter sleep mode, and by doing so, will disconnect me from the server of 14.
I thought they had like an idle timer in 14.
When expansions first come out,
Okay, so just
it's-
like peak population
yeah,
time.
they'll be like, if you go AFK and you're AFK for 5 minutes, it'll kick you right out.
Fuck out of here. We got a queue of like 1,000 people right behind you.
Yep. But no, I'm so ready.
I'm also really excited. I'm already starting to get that like, my games right now just don't feel the same kind of feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, I logged on to Rivals just again for like 2 matches just to do Battle Pass challenges. Fuck. I didn't finish doing Battle Pass challenges or checking if I even completed any with those 2 matches. Sorry.
Is the battle patch ending soon?
No.
Oh.
I'm just... the whole reason I logged in was to do it. And I just...
Ah, yes. Sadness.
It's just weird to me. Life.
Shit, what was I gonna say?
How dare I put my responsibilities first?
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm pretty good in the sense that I got some stuff to keep me busy.
I technically do, but again, I know the closer it gets, the more I'm going to be like, do I really feel like playing video games if it's not Monster Hunter?
I do get that.
I
very
do.
much, especially after I played the beta again. I was like, but I want to play the full game. I don't want to play this beta.
We have all the games in the world that week before Path of Exile came out was murder. Like, I don't want to do any of this. I just want to fucking put my hands on Path of Exile already.
Well, I mean, you're going to have Yakuza Pirate Warriors in Hawaii.
I am. I'm still debating if I should jump right into that because I know I'm not going to finish that the week before Monster Hunter comes out.
Which is why I'm waiting.
Yeah, I'm probably going to. Only because my partner already has Kingdom Come to play also, so it's not like I have to...
Well, I got Kingdom Come, and I have Smite 2's dropping Achilles on Monday, and Achilles is like my most used god. And,
Even I know you like Achilles, and I don't play Smite.
Yeah.
Achilles, King Arthur.
Yeah, so those are my top 2.
I was going to say Merlin for mid. I know you're not like a mid guy, but...
No, I mean, Merlin's okay, but no.
Okay.
Merlin was our friend's main for the longest time
That's where the wires got crossed.
until fucking, what's his name? The Jade Emperor came out, and then he just only plays him. But now he just hasn't played Smite in like forever. He just doesn't play Smite anymore.
Fair. I still might pop in and try 2 someday.
It's pretty good. So the aspects that I told you about. So it's basically it's this whole thing that you have to choose from the lobby whether you want to activate it or not, and they change one ability is what they do. Oh, and I noticed last time I told you I was like, I don't know how to tell if you open the main screen that shows what people are building and everything. There's a symbol right next to the face. You can't miss it. It's huge. And orange. It's like, this guy's got the aspect on. So you'll know
Yeah.
who's got an aspect or not.
Something that's a little bit extra.
Yeah, but so some of them are mild. Like, all right, so Chalk, he has this ability that he puts this like circle around him, and it's like a rain thing, and it normally heals him over time, and the area slows. So he can throw his axe like Quang can, and then teleport to it. But if he uses his rain while his axe is out in the field, it'll go around him and around the axe. The slow and the rain effect. And if you are standing there, it doubles up because you move around, and if they're standing in both, they're super slowed or whatever.
Yeah.
So the aspect on Chalk changes it, so it doesn't heal him anymore, but instead now it does damage. But it's mild damage, so it's like, okay, that makes sense. It's actually pretty good. Another guy is like, okay, this Hunbats, which I hate that he has this because it makes him so strong. He has this like wide cone ability that he kind of like jumps in the air and like hovers a little bit and then slams down.
Yeah.
Smite doesn't have verticality, so even though he's hovering up there,
it's a visual.
It's a visual. You can still hit him. But it's a huge AoE, almost impossible to miss. His aspect lowers the damage of that, but now that stuns. But it's a huge AoE
It's
stun.
very high risk of them, because Paladins was full of talents like this.
Yeah. But then, like, certain other people, like Souls, because Soul is a very auto-attack based mage, so people have been playing her ADC lately. Well, now they put an aspect on her that the aspect, I don't know exactly what it does, but it basically... something about magic scaling to push her more towards the mid lane. But I've seen people, like, what they're doing in jungle practice with her, and, like, the amount of damage she can do now because of it. So it's very hard to balance these
I was thinking that, like, it's almost like they added in to have another tuning knob, but now it's, like...
But then there's
too much of a tuning knob.
Yeah, but then there's certain people, like, I don't know what it does. I'm not an on-her player. But everyone says that it's just zero reason to play base on her. You always play the aspect one. It's just, that's how it is. And then, like, Don Zaburo now has, he used to have, I hated that he had it. It's a little pot that he throws out in this thing, and it taunts people to the pot. And I always hated that a hunter had a taunt. Because he's the carry.
Blasting you.
Yeah, he's blasting the fuck out of you, and you got taunt. But now that ability doesn't do that at all. He instead just makes like 8 clones of himself that follow you around and are fucking shooting you in the face. So it's like, okay, why ever take the taunt?
Nothing has made me want to play Smite more than that sentence.
He's a little raccoon dude too. Donsborough.
Shit.
He's got a little fucking gun that's like basically a tomato launcher.
That sounds fucking awesome.
His ult, he jumps in a rocket and shoot. You can do it 2 ways. You can take out the rocket and shoot it, and it targets somebody and it'll follow them, and it like turns a little bit. Or you can jump in the rocket. If you hold down your ult, he'll go in it and you'll go in it, and you can you can steer it, and like it moves really fast, and when it hits people, it explodes and stuns.
Color me intrigued.
Yeah. He's pretty cool.
Man, just the whole system though, like, reeks of arbitrary. It doesn't need to be there.
No, and it just makes balancing harder because certain aspects...
It makes understanding the game harder for, like, new people. Because this is Smite 2. This is your chance at a new audience again.
Yeah. Which apparently that's what the layoff drama was about, is that they didn't gain as many new players as they thought they would. So
they should have known better.
Yeah. And I love how they're like... oh, we're not monetizing as much as we thought, so we have to, like, downsize whatever. It's like, yeah, you froze your skin production so that you can make your game better. And that was a massive W for you guys, is because your player base loved it.
Yeah, it's just how it's going to be.
You know what I mean? Because everyone was mad at Smite 2 because it was just underperforming. There's a lot of issues with it, and everyone agrees that it came out way too soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just rushed it out because they wanted people to start playing it or whatever.
To be fair, they also didn't want to keep holding up that pipeline.
They should have waited. Like, I get that you should have announced it, but wait until you release it to the general public. That's when it.
For the love of God, could you not just put someone on making like a backlog of skins to release to like cushion how much you're losing from investing in it?
Well,
like you can get two guys on that same engine you're working on just to bust out like one or two skins to have to like sell right away. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you could have cushioned this with the amount of employees you had.
Yeah, they had 100 and.
Maybe that's the problem with being spread so thin too between so many games that they didn't need to be.
Yeah, we'll close down all the other games. When the other games can't be profitable at all. They got to be more money to run than who played other high-res games. Nobody.
I think some people still played Paladin.
Surprisingly.
Yes. I'm not going to sit here and say it's like a huge profit maker, but I think it at least still had a player base.
Not no more.
Not no more. Though I do believe it's on maintenance mode. It's still open, but like that's the problem with the snowball. Once they announce there's no more content coming, those player numbers are going to drop.
Yeah.
I'm surprised people still play Heroes of the Storm after that was announced that they weren't having more content. The Blizzard MOBA. Because I logged on there and there's still some people playing that game. It's off to them.
Yeah. Whatever. Fuck it. Good for you guys playing your game still.
I mean, the roster for it's big enough anyways that they don't need more heroes. They got fucking plenty.
Never played it. Never seen it. But yeah, anyway, Kingdom Come's a thing.
It sure is.
It's hard as fuck.
Is it?
Yes.
That was the character slide for Heroes of the Storm. So like,
that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
what more
probably
could you really ask for?
50 something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
5 per row, 4, that's 20, 40, so about 80-ish.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm estimating, though.
Not bad.
Really lazy math right there.
You know what my biggest gripe with Kingdom Come is?
What?
That
The woke DEI. Sorry, I had to.
No, actually, I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah, because it's like a quest. But yeah, continue.
There's a quest about what?
There's like a quest with like a gay option.
The only gay option
And someone
I'm
said
aware
there's
of,
a black guy. And they're all up in arms about historical accuracy again, of course.
you know, now that you say that, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, wow, I really haven't seen a single black guy in this whole game.
The one was enough to get the usual suspects going.
Yeah, whatever, go fuck
But
yourself.
yeah.
But, you know, I guess you can romance Hans. Towards
The
the
friend?
end. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the... But apparently it's like multiple quests to do it too or something.
Well, I've already actually, only because I knew what it was. I didn't know, I mean, you could figure out it's a heart with hands on it. But I saw my first one yesterday when talking to him.
Is
He
this
came up as
friendship?
I was like, oh, sure. No, it's that to save your game, you need an item.
I forgot! How did I forget about Savior Schnapps?
Yeah. So, but this,
Oh, thank God you warned me.
but there's a workaround. It's just pain in the dick. Save and exit, and then just continue from the
Yeah.
main menu. So you got to go through 2 load screens. Otherwise, nothing saves your game, other than some quests. Sometimes when you like complete an objective of the quest, they'll
Yeah.
save right afterwards. But no, I lost like an hour and a half of playtime one day because I didn't realize I hadn't saved at all the whole time. I was
You forgot
furious.
to drink, man. Rightfully so, it's bullshit.
Well, not even. Well, yeah, I guess that it's a potion though, because you don't. There's no meter for thirst.
Yeah.
There's just hunger and sleep.
I didn't even know there's a hunger meter.
There is, but it's like, I mean, I've never had it. Like the only time I had an issue with it is when I went a while without eating, and then I slept for 12 hours, and then woke up and I was like,
Dying?
oh, well, no, it's just he was saying that he had some issues. So it's like, oh. Sleep deprivation though, that comes on quick.
I feel like sleep should be the thing that saves your game.
I think so too.
Like, if you're gonna try to go for some realism, I don't think it should be like drinking. It should be sleeping.
And I almost had an instance where, you remember that Skyrim save file that you have? That as soon as you load in,
the saber-toothed tiger whacks me in the face for the last tiny shred of my health bar.
yeah,
Yeah, in like literally 0.5 seconds.
yeah.
Yeah, I sure remember that.
You got out of that though, didn't you?
Yeah, it took me like 20 minutes of constant reloads and trying to whirlwind sprint just right.
So, I almost had something similar to that in the sense that I was dying. Didn't know why. My health was I was losing health.
Yeah.
And my safe was like right there. And it was after whatever it hit me had already affected me, you know what I mean? So the meter was there. It was a skull and crossbones on my thing. And I'm like, okay, what is this? And my health is slowly draining. But I couldn't sleep. Because anytime I would, it'd tell me I'm too injured to sleep. But I'm like, but I need to sleep to heal myself because I have no healing. So I had like some food that I got by it, and figured out what it was. It was food poisoning. Because
I do have a deep respect for this game.
Because food has durability on it that I wasn't paying attention to where it was, because I'm used to... Because, like, it will change. But not, like... Because, like, you know, some other games would be, like... You have cheese, and then, like, next time you look at it, it's, like, it'll change its name to spoiled cheese.
I do also love games.
Deliverance doesn't do that. It's just still cheese. But then if you look over here,
it just happens to also be spoiled.
It has a spoiled meter, or a durability, an item durability, and it can reach up down to 0. And I guess I was eating stuff. So what I started to do is anything below 50 I don't eat. I ain't getting food poisoning again, because that's a fucking pain in the dick.
I bet it was in reality, too, at those times.
And then what pisses me off in certain fights, I'd hit somebody 8 times in the face, and they're not dead. And then I get hit twice, and I'm fucking dead. I'm like,
they come back with the parry this casual and just murk you.
Fighting wolves is the biggest pain in the dick you've ever seen.
I can't even imagine.
Because the only way that I have found that you can even hit them is by blocking them and then doing a riposte in a specific way that you have to hold it and aim, like lunge towards the wolf, because they're so fast. Otherwise, if you just swing your sword at them, you're gonna miss.
It's whipping around you.
And apparently, because I looked it up, because I was like, why are wolves so fucking hard to fight? They have the same kind of generated AI as humans do. When you take out a bow, they rush you. And they're like, why wolves would know to do that?
I was just
don't
thinking
know.
that. I was like, damn, that's some real generational learning there.
Yeah. Yeah. Crossbows, too. So it'd get rough.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I've finally gotten, like, I have every piece of slotted gear filled now.
Yeah, like a full set going.
Yeah, I look hideous, but that's okay. I don't see myself other than when
to
I'm
live.
in a cutscene. It's to live, yeah. So I took out a bandit camp. It took me, like, 8 reloads, dude. Because there's 6 of them. And 1v6 is never good at it. And the main dude is full plate armor, basically, and a shield. And I'm like...
That's the part where I really gotta love and respect Kingdom Come, is that kind of shit matters.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, shit, plate armor. It makes it feel like Game of Thrones. It makes it feel like a lived-in reality.
I've seen scenes, though, of later in game of, like, true full plate armor. Like, the Knight, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. That dude's gonna take 1 billion hits to the face.
I just imagine a tutorial window popping up is like, aiming for the gaps in armor.
Yeah, but there are no gaps in that dude's armor. At least this dude I was fighting was just wearing, like, a bucket helmet, so his face is still exposed.
Maybe, like, a chest plate?
Yeah, he's got, like, but his arms aren't, like, he's got, like, Van Greaves or whatever, the ones with wrists, but not on the fucking...
He's got the pieces, but none of the connecty bits.
Yes.
No, the chainmail to go with it.
But I got through it. I killed them all.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's not. It's lockpicking sucks though, and so many people. Will,
I don't know if it changed since 1, but I hated it in 1.
I hate it in this game, and everyone online's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? It's so easy. It's like the easiest lockpicking ever." Oh, first off, Skyrim was, and everyone's like,
I don't ever want to change again from Skyrim. Just keep it
Skyrim's
Skyrim
like
way.
perfect. Yeah.
I don't want to fuck with tumblers. I just want to fucking make me rotate the thing.
The problem is, so you use your right analog, and you move this circle around until it gets large enough and it turns yellow. And then you use L2, and you just hold L2 to spin the lock. But when it spins, that spot that the yellow is moves in a circle with it. So you have to use your right analog to keep your circle in the correct spot. And that is so hard for me to do with the analog, like, perfectly.
Yeah.
And it seems easy in principle, but I don't know.
It probably makes for a more realistic simulation of lockpicking, but I don't want a more realistic simulation of lockpicking. I want to be able to open chests.
The tumblers would be the most, because lockpicking is actually not that hard. You just get a right angle thing, you go in there, you fail the first tumbler, you bring it up until it clicks, then you go to the next one, bring it up till it clicks, and you just keep going until it clicks in its spot, and then you just fucking turn the lock.
Scary enough, I keep seeing an ad for, like, drop shipping of, like, lockpicks and shit. Like, should you really be advertising?
Right? But
I'm
I'm definitely not going the stealth option.
No stealth archer?
I mean, I've used a bow a few times. The crossbow I like better, actually, because it's easier to use.
Fair.
But the problem with the bow is you can't, like I said, anytime you whip it out, they just rush you. And you can't block with a bow, a weapon. So you just get, and like I said, you get hit twice, you're dead. So bows are hard to use, you know what I mean?
You can't just cycle like every other game where it's, like, super fast. I'm sure it's a little like a...
Well, first off, if you equip the bow, you can't also have a sword, but you can instantly open your menu, change it. But what I don't like is when you change weapons and you come back out, your weapon is sheathed. So you have to press square to draw your sword. So there is that quick time period where they can get a hit in where you have to take your sword out.
Oh, because it doesn't pause it, does it?
Well, it does. If you
Okay,
open,
thank
if
God. Just the actual taking it out time. I thought you meant also with
no,
the
say
switching
I
time.
have my bow and it's out in my hands. It's not on my back. It's in my hands. And the dude's rushing me. I'm like, okay, put my sword on. So I hit the up button, get into the main menu, switch, equip my sword. But then I close it. I'm not holding my sword. It's on my waist. So now I have to press the button to take the sword out of the sheath because I just equipped it.
Yeah. So that reminded me, it took me like 10 minutes in Kingdom Come 1 to find the fucking main menu button.
Yeah, it's
I swear to God, I was playing that thing like an accordion. And I finally opened it, I'm like, which one did it?
I was pressing 3 buttons at once.
What do you mean, D-pad?
Yes, up or down. Because up it opens inventory, down opens map, or the vice versa. I get them both. I confuse them all the time. But then it just opens that menu and it's on a tab. You just press R2 or L2
so
and
like,
just go back and forth. Yeah.
That's Kingdom Come so far.
It's going. I'm getting better at the combat, but every "you doing this wrong" video of combat I watch about it, I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing all the things they say not to do, and I'm like, oh, well, fuck.
Whatever works for you, honestly.
Yeah. That's how I try.
It's worth taking in that info, but don't force yourself into a play style that doesn't work with you.
Oh, and also, I remembered it because it's a pop-up menu that tells you about it, but I just completely forgot it was a thing for the longest time that there are perks.
Yes.
So I went a long time, and then I opened it, and I had something like 39 perk points to spend.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, cool. So I was playing this game on hard mode. Awesome.
Now you got a field day. You don't gotta. I feel like it takes the pressure off a little bit on what to pick when you have 39 points.
True. And I'll tell you, I ran out of skills to use before perk points, which was nice. But the perks that you get aren't like you don't like. It's not like a normal RPG where it's like you feel like, that difference. You know what I mean? You don't really feel that difference.
I also feel like some of them have like downsides, almost like feats in D&D. At least in one, it was that case.
I haven't read them all, but so far I haven't seen a downside. Like, some of them are like... they're weird. I don't
no worries. We're going to be
talking
talking about it more
yeah.
in a week's time anyways.
But no, it's good. Everyone's a fucking dickhead. Everyone you talk to is a fucking asshole.
Hopefully besides Hans.
No, Hans is the biggest asshole. That dude is such a spoiled fucking dickhead. And he gets you into so much trouble. And I'm like, bro.
Leave Henry alone.
Fuck. It's a point you have to save him from execution. And I tried looking up what would happen if you didn't.
Well, he's definitely not winning your heart over.
No. I mean, I'm stuck with him. He's the main plot. So, but, yeah, he's a douchebag. I'm not gonna lie. He's very pompous. So, I'm a noble. You can't treat me like this.
Ugh.
Treat me better.
I can fix him.
And then, like,
Henry can fix him.
And then it's like random NPCs you go talk to. And they start the conversation. What the fuck you want? It's like, oh, jeez, I'm just trying to buy something.
Hells, man.
But then you give them gold, and they're like, oh, yes. Thank you very much.
All's good in the world.
Have a good day. I'm like, whatever. But then some people are just like, they're like unreasonable. Like, and I'm like, you're just a douchebag. And if I was stronger, I'd kill you right now if I wasn't afraid of that guard over there.
If this was fucking Skyrim, I swear to God.
Well, yeah. Well, it depends, too, on when in Skyrim, because it's like, early on, those guards are fucking brutal, but you get to a point where guards they ain't shit.
I get to the point in every Skyrim playthrough where I get that moment you turn into a werewolf in Whiterun, and I rack up my crimes, and I just end up murdering all of Whiterun. Every time. Without fail.
I love how that's how I figured out, like, I had this quest to the fucking Red Run girl.
Yes, yeah.
You know.
Find the, whatever the race is called in that game, woman.
Red something.
Yeah, Red Guard?
Red Guard, I think, yeah, fighting the Red Guard woman. And it just doesn't give you any real clues or whatever. And I went in the bar that's there. There's a tavern or whatever, and I go where you get drunk with the fucking that Eldritch demon quest.
Yes.
But anyway, I was in there, and there's a fucking shield maiden in there or whatever, and you can get into an argument with her or whatever, somebody, and a fist fight breaks out. Well, apparently my follower didn't get the notice that it's a fist fight. So I think that's what happened.
Your burdens are my burdens.
And so somebody drew swords. And some shit happened. Maybe I did a shout or something. I don't remember. All I know is I was like, fuck, I'm just going to run away. So I leave the building and I get out and I see quest failed. Find the red. I was like, wait, what? Her. Yeah, my fucking follower went ham and killed like 6 people in that fucking that bar that day, and one of them was that woman. And I was like, oh, cool. Now I know how to do this quest. Someone needs to make a game like Skyrim, but not Skyrim, and better, without all the Bethesda bugs. You know what I mean? I'd love a modern day Skyrim.
A Fallout New Vegas, but for fucking Skyrim. Give the franchise to another company for one game. Because that's New Vegas. They gave
Yep.
it to Obsidian, and Obsidian made arguably the greatest Fallout game.
New Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arguably, obviously, not everyone's going to agree with that.
I don't even play Fallout, and I would probably say that's true.
I think it's the consensus.
Because New Vegas was the newest. Did
No,
one
4
come
came
out?
after.
No, that's what I mean. It was New Vegas, then 4.
Yes, yeah.
And I remember 4 was like mixed reviews, but like everyone says New Vegas was lit.
New Vegas is lit.
So
It's a tale as old as time. RPG gets less RPG over time, and people hate that fact. That's the story of 4. It feels good, it looks good, but it has less meaningful choice.
I hear Veilguard does that.
It's a tale as old as time.
It takes away most of all of your choices about everything in Veilguard.
And it's like all fucking
Dragon
BioWare. Yeah. All BioWare like had that in their giving your companions commands system, and even that was like nerfed into Veilguard also.
And then going the opposite spectrum, Assassin's Creed got more RPG, and it fucking killed that franchise.
Yes. Also completely losing what made it unique.
But no, I have zero faith in Elder Scrolls 6.
Same, and I'm probably sadly still going to buy it.
I would say so.
Like,
me,
Fallout's
but-
burned me enough that I would absolutely wait for post-launch for a Fallout game, but I still think there's just that tiny shred of hope in me for another Elder Scrolls.
That's because Elder Scrolls hasn't burned anybody.
It's true.
Morrowind.
Well, I did try ESO. I should know better.
Morrowind, fire. Oblivion, fire. Skyrim, fire. ESO, okay, you're trying in this. It's kind of like Skyrim. I get it. It's still going on today.
So I was like, yeah,
but-
they earned my benefit of the doubt. And then Todd's face
Yeah.
came into my brain. I'm like, no, you know better.
Exactly. But then the Elder Scrolls franchise has, still has that good name to it. It's just that Elder Scrolls 6 is probably going to tarnish that name.
Yeah.
Especially after Starfield debacle.
Not that Skyrim had like a whole bunch of RPG choices. If 6 can mirror the freedom that Skyrim had, I'll be interested in 6. And if it runs.
I would still play Skyrim today.
Same. That Dagoth fucking mod is... I will be on it. I found out that's not released. That guy's still working on it. He streams himself working on that mod.
Oh, wow. Hopefully it comes to PlayStation.
I hope so, too.
The PlayStation finally has mods for Skyrim.
Nice.
So you can download mods.
Like real mods, not just like the...
Yeah, you do it from the main menu of the game.
Because they've had like the shittiest mods for a little while. Like you can grab like a spell, an item,
Yeah.
but you don't get any of like the real game changing mods. At least the last time I poked my head in, which is before fishing came out. Before whichever Skyrim re-release added fishing in.
The one that corrupted my fucking file. That's what that one was.
That one.
That one. I was in it, too. I was at fucking level 46, 47. I was, like, in that Conjuration build, man.
I was going to ask what kind of build. It's like Stealth Archer 3 or Conjuration 2.
I tried so hard to make sure not to use the conjure bow. I would conjure the sword instead. So what I was doing was one hand conjuration sword, one hand like magic, like
Off spells, like do your summon, do a fucking augmentation.
yeah, anything. Like I would obviously throw out whatever Atronach I was using, and then it would most likely probably be a heal spell going forward after that, or some kind of like
Just like
low
oak
or
skin.
depth fucking destruction magic or fucking or because like if I'm gonna like because you have the favorites menu, you can bring it up for your spells, so you just bring that up for fucking like the oak skin or stone skin and just fucking apply that and then switch back to offense.
That's kind of why I still have hope too. That quick pick menu is so good. The favorites. feature.
But Elder Scrolls probably going to drop the ball. Elder Scrolls 6, rather.
I'll have
Big
hope in Bethesda again when they announce they're laying off Todd. He can have a golden parachute. I don't care. Just get him the fuck out of the company. I'm tired of his voice. I'm tired of his face. I'm tired of his lies.
Yeah, but would Microsoft do any better?
I don't know. I'm willing to give them the chance, though. If I hear this fucking game has this much detail, our world is the biggest it's ever been. It just works. They're all lies.
Yeah, standard Todd Howard lies. For shame.
But back to some manga.
Some manga.
Say back like we were ever there.
Yeah.
On to some manga.
I think we talked about 2 chapters last week.
We did. I think it was...
Kagurabachi was definitely one of them.
Was the other Chainsaw Man?
No, I think we mentioned it because I got on that tirade of webtoons that I was watching. I think that was last week. But, yes.
Gotta check.
Dude, I don't even remember what we have and have not talked about.
I don't think we talked about this Chainsaw Man. If anything, it does really lead into the next...
Well, obviously we didn't talk about yesterday's, but I don't think we talked about the previous weeks either.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because let me tell you, the Chainsaw fan base was very loud. I feel like I knew everything about the chapter before I read it. When I sent you that meme yesterday, I didn't read the chapter yet.
I read the chapter... When did I read Chainsaw Man? I feel like I read it today. I don't remember.
I even said it on Twitter. My favorite part about the Chainsaw fan base is that it's mostly quiet. There's some people that get really into the symbolism and stuff, and they post weekly. But it's mostly quiet until something bad happens to Denji, and then there's an army of defenders. I've never seen something quite like it.
Yeah, well...
There's way more must protect people than gooners in the Chainsaw Man fan base somehow.
Well, I get it, because, I mean... I did love that meme, though. That how fucking Yoru really thinks she's some master manipulator, but it's fucking Denji we're talking about here, so...
I like people who like me. Mine was, Fujimoto won't stop doing this. I said, he will. He will if I post better.
Well, because, man... She's going in, and the last page of the newest chapter, yesterday's chapter, not to just jump around all over the place, but she's like, defeat the Death Devil, and I'll have sex with you. And I'm like, yes, defeat the Gun Devil, and I will have sex with you. Or touch my boob or something. Well,
I get it.
It's just...
He's so broken and empty, and he's lost so much, but it's so in his face that it's just like, hey, I'm manipulating you the exact same way your last abuser did.
But see, if Denji really was so empty and so broken, why is the sex thing still there?
I know. But at the same time,
that's just Fujimoto being like, yo, I'm a pervert. Yo, I'm going to make Denji a pervert. Unless it's really... Because you could look at it at another angle being like, Denji just craves connection and
connection too, not just sex.
Yeah, because what better way to connect with someone than sex? You know what I mean? That's the ultimate connection point.
And it's still something he doesn't know. He's romanticizing it. He's all of the above. But that's why I'm glad you said connection, because this page actually kind of hit me in the feelies where he says, I'm so glad there's still somebody who likes me.
Yeah.
That kind of hit me in the feelies. I'm like, God damn, man.
Yeah, just think about it. Maybe he thought Yoshida was kind of on his side. Yoshida betrayed him. That fucking Fumiko girl. Just look where that turned out. Yeah, fuck her. And it's all these Chainsaw people, they don't really like him. They just idolize Chainsaw Man. They don't give a fuck about Denji. And it's God, what the fuck do they call themselves? In the fucking organization in this world.
Public safety.
Yes. Okay. So public safety. He's like, oh, those guys, took me in with when it was Makima, but then I helped them take out Makima, and so they're kind of like on my side, kind of, sort of. Like, well, turns out not really. They just cut me up and put me in 18 boxes.
Which someone mentioned is actually like possibly just hours before the events that we're still in.
Yeah, it's the same day. I don't think a single day has passed since they took him. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, but not much more than that if it did.
Yeah. So, I mean, Denji's got some trauma going on in his life.
He's really put through the ringer, and I get it, because this is all he has right now. That's like this. There's that shining glimmer that's like...
Which is why I want the Bomb Devil girl to be alive. Please. And I want him to meet the Blood Devil again.
I feel like why would we see like 5 fucking well, I think it's 4 of the hybrids again and not her?
Or
like, I feel like it's got to be an obvious foreshadow. Like,
and I hated learning that Nayuta really is truly dead. Like, that makes me sad.
Yeah, it felt anticlimactic.
It did, and it came out of nowhere.
It was a cool page turn. Like, it felt like a dramatic
It would have been
page
so
turn.
much cooler if it was just a setup. And that whole mole theory was true. It's like, oh, she doesn't have it, so she actually is still alive.
That, or I think it's... If they didn't want to go that route that she's still alive, I feel like there should have been way more introspection over it. Like, this whole part was billed as him, like, being a parent of Nayuta, but we went by it so fast. I feel like other people have talked about it more than Denji has.
Yeah. It's like he lived with her for the last two-year time skip between part 1 and 2?
Yeah, I think so.
So he's lived with her the whole time. And her head turns up on a conveyor belt. And yeah, granted, he flips out and goes fucking QB mode, rampages through the city. But then the second he comes out of that into normal Denji when he's in the Asian Devil's world, there's no, we're gonna dwell on the fact of what just happened. There's no, let's dive into Denji's character. How is he dealing with this?
Not even like a passing thought, like, oh man. I feel like he thought about losing his house more than he thought about losing Nayuta. Like, at this point, total. And even that's not much. Like...
yeah, that's right. The jerk-off scene happened before he found out she was dead.
Yeah.
Because that was before they got hungry and went to eat, and that's when Bareem showed up.
And, like, on one hand, we got that, the quick shot of him thinking about fucking Aki and power and stuff. Like, there's hints there that it's, like, Fujimoto could pay this all off. I just don't think he will, as much as I love him to pieces.
Part 1 was just so much better.
It was, and part 2 really had me for a while, and it's still, again, he can really pay it off still. But it was never really a question in 1, whether he'd have to pay anything off. It was fast and had all the stakes and the feelings and everything.
Yeah.
And this one can't pull off both. It doesn't feel like 1 day's passed in the universe. Now that we brought it up, with the amount of chapters, I feel like it should have been a week. If that makes sense.
Well, I know time passed because each time Asa and Denji met again, it was during school hours. So it was oh, here's the next day.
Well, I even mean since the whole Nayuta thing and being chopped up thing.
Oh, that thing?
How this is still one singular day.
Definitely hours ago or an hour ago.
It does, but it doesn't feel like it anymore. I feel like I've completely lost track of time in universe.
And I'll be honest with you, if the Death Devil rolls up right now, I think there's 0% chance that Denji and Asa working together beats her.
No.
You throw even Denji...
They literally had to cheese their way out of aging.
Yeah. You fucking can't beat Agent Devil, who apparently is a primordial fear, but okay, whatever. But they said that fucking when death comes, all of these strong demons or devils are going to line up to greet her. So fire is going to be there, because Asa says, oh, you'll meet fire when death arrives. So when death arrives, we're
going to have a surrounding aging level threats around it, and then also bat blood level threats probably around that too.
Because you gotta think, if all these powerful if fire is gonna get introduced, that means the Hell Devil is gonna show up, and darkness is gonna show up.
Maybe. I still theorize that darkness probably just stays in hell unless he's killed.
And who in hell is killing darkness?
Yeah. I feel like if there is anyone capable of it, darkness is probably smart enough to hide in the shadows.
I think, well, because that's a good thing. It's like, what would a primordial fear be of the two be stronger? Because it's like you're afraid of the dark because you're afraid it would kill you, therefore death.
Yeah, it's almost like a fear of the unknown more than a fear of the dark.
Yeah. So that would be a big toss-up, because I would feel like death and darkness on the scale of fear, levels of fear, should theoretically be the same, but at the same time, what is all fear rooted in? The fear of being harmed or the fear of being killed.
Yeah.
So all fear leads to death. So therefore, death should have the edge in that line of thinking. You know
also,
what I
mean? Just throw my chips on the table and point out that out of the four horsemen, control has a power to control people. War has a power to turn people into weapons. Famine has a power to control people. Is death going to control people in some way? I mean, if I had to throw a guess, it'd be the dead.
I was going to say, it'd be infinitely more terrifying if death shows up and she can control devils. Like, she comes up and she's like, yo, you got weapons like nukes and stuff? Here's my weapon. Darkness. Oh, here's another weapon of mine. Hell.
Like, literally just a
Fire.
superior version of what they can do.
Right?
Because I thought about that today. I posted on somebody's thing on Blue Sky, just being like, it really just hit me that, like, with Famine's incredibly arbitrary power to control people, that puts 3 out of the 4 horsemen now with control-based powers. Because war, it's essentially controlling people, too. It's just turning them directly into a weapon. But it's based on you thinking you own them, too.
I will say, that was still the biggest power-up that fucking in all of Chainsaw Man was when we were like, oh, the gun devil is just a tool that war can use.
Come here, baby. I need a new arm.
Yeah. And same with, like, tanks, which means, and nukes and shit. But nukes are eaten by the nuke devil.
I'm still worried when that'll come back up again, because I'm sure it will.
Yeah. See, how would that work, though? Because, like, Denji's throwing up things he recently ate. Are you going to be able to get him to throw up nukes that he ate?
Do they not digest?
Part one,
Is it just Kirby in there, where it's like an infinite pocket dimension?
Right. But then, too, like I've said, you can't defeat the death, though. Like...
You should be able to.
No, but say you can, and you do kill her. You can't, as in you should not. Because then nobody dies.
Well, just doesn't have to eat her.
Right.
You can kill her. Just don't eat her.
Or just send her back to wherever she's coming from. Because if she's coming from somewhere, it means she was there
That's what I was
this
mean.
whole
If he
time.
kills her, theoretically, she should be reborn in hell. Whole new life. If I know my lore.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if that just throw off the balance. Kind of like how Makima gets killed. Presumably reborn in hell, but is killed so fast that she's almost instantly reborn as Nehuta. In the real world again.
It's basically what happened.
Yeah. I wonder if Darkness was there to, like, cash in the grudge.
Maybe.
Like, oh, welcome back.
Darkness fucked her up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
God, I love that little interaction so much. Not to geek out about something so long ago.
It's fine, yeah, go for it.
The way Makima was even, like, completely unfazed as her arm is, like, crumbling into, like fucking paper.
Well, that's the thing with Makima, is that she always had the same face, you know what I mean? She seemed always
in control.
Always in control. I don't remember her last scene in the manga, though. Like, if she made a different face when she was
I think,
defeated by Denji.
if I remember right, her mouth was, like, open and surprised a little bit, but, like, she didn't look shaken to me.
Because it was in the cemetery, right? And Denji was behind the cross, and he just jumps out and cuts her in half, right?
Yeah, it's like Renji blasts her chest. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, she's pretty unfazed.
I just love the vast inconsistencies of Fujimoto drawing Makima's ass.
I can do it at this angle, I swear, guys.
Because right there, she's got one. But we've seen some other ones where she's flat as fuck. But, because
even if she's bleeding on the ground right after.
Well, because she knows, okay, whatever, I'm just going to stand up in a few minutes. But is that when he's telling her she's going to eat her? Or no, because we don't find out until after the fact that he ate her.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's before he actually started, like, chopping her up and getting her ready for that.
So that must have been right there, because we've seen her get shot, and she stays dead for, like, 30 seconds to a minute or whatever. Yeah. And then she'll revive. So that's plenty of time to start, like, cutting some limbs off. Or, just start with the head. Just take the head right off.
Yeah. Start getting the Tupperware ready. Because they clearly had some of that pre-planned, too.
Talk about the biggest fucking trauma right there. It's probably Denji having to fucking...
blast his, like, reason for living. The thing that got him out of poverty to begin with.
And then eat her.
After losing all the other things he cared about to her, too.
Oh, but I don't think he gave two fucks about her at that point because she straight up killed Power right in front of his face.
Yeah.
And is directly responsible for Aki's death.
Still, like, the most heartbreaking thing that's, like, happened, like, I've seen happen reading a manga, like, weekly.
Power's death?
Yeah, that was...
yeah.
Rough.
Mm.
I'm, like... it's one of those things I'm absolutely not looking forward to seeing with my partner. I'm like... oh.
See, because that's the thing, too, though. I'm like... Chainsaw Man, to me, was so much of just Aki, Power, and Denji. And now it's just Denji in part 2.
It's one of the most heartwarming things. Like, it was like the heart of part 1 was found family. Those scenes after Power was traumatized by darkness, where Denji's just platonically taking care of her, bathing her, helping her go to the bathroom and shit.
Nope.
Some heartwarming shit right there. Like... and honestly, I love found family as a theme in general. Like, that's a big part of Don to Don. Watching, the table grow, watching that friend group grow, and seeing these people blossom.
It's good stuff.
It is good stuff. And it's missing. There's a heart missing for me right now. And I mean, it's by design. He's currently still in the process of losing everything. That's what I mean. I can't put my finger on the stakes. Like, they're doing all of this, and the whole city's burning down. Did you notice that in the background?
I did
the whole
notice
city's still burning down. It doesn't. I don't feel that urgency. I'm being shown it, though. I'm being told it.
I tell you, though, if you look at the state of the world currently, like, things outside of them, I think the Death Devil's coming within the next couple of chapters.
I sure fucking hope so. I mean, probably with, like, the big word drop, too. They can't really... the way the plot's set up, I can't imagine they could take many side quests right now.
But again, I
think
the protagonist
we go to an alley to get jacked off randomly, so it's like Fujimoto.
I just think that the main party is vastly under-equipped to take on Death right now.
And also underdeveloped. Because again, what the fuck is Yoshida still doing here with, like, literally not even hints, really? Everything anyone says about Yoshida's motivation is fan fiction.
So you got Yoshida, who ran away from Asa. Not even Yoro, right? It was just Asa.
Yeah, it was Asa. Devil Hunter Asa.
Got eaten off screen by fucking Chainsaw Man. Then you got fucking the Bozo Squad. Which, no, they left, right?
Oh, like the loser high school Chainsaw Man church squad?
Yeah, they're gone, right?
They better be. For their sake. No, I don't mean, like, I don't mind them in the plot. I just mean they have no place fighting.
Yeah. Fumiko, which, fuck her. I don't give a fuck what
I hate her, but she is definitely something up in the air.
Yeah, but she ain't, I mean...
that weird death thing.
Yeah.
I still feel like if she has some sort of connection to the Death Devil in some way. I don't think she is it, but maybe a contract with it. What else?
Would that be hilarious if she was the whole time? I'd actually be really upset.
I kind of respect it, not gonna lie. Because she's weird.
not hot enough.
She is so... She's not. But she is so weird. And she's got that same manipulative nature that Fujimoto just puts in all of his girls, but...
Yeah.
She's undeniably weird. I still can't get out that scene, like, when she abandons Nayuta and then just disappears as a person passes by.
And then they got Famine, which is the real wild card here, because, you know...
Another one we haven't even had a lick of what their true motivation really is. They say a lot, but we never see inside their head. They don't have emotions.
So, but the fact that she has the fallen devil just in her pocket, and be like, yo, let's go. Or just those little, what are they, little capsules or whatever? Didn't she throw something out?
Like chocolate pieces?
Yeah,
maybe?
son.
Like chocolate molds?
You know what she did? She isekai'd herself into the Dragon Ball Z world, and she talked to Bulma and got some capsules from her. And
I was thinking like Majin Buu turning you into like a piece of chocolate. And just,
yeah. Or capsules, because like the Pokemon world was closed that day.
Yeah.
So she just stores fucking devils in them. Guillotine, go!
If those two, Asa and Denji.
So really, Asa, Denji,
Actually,
and Famine.
Another really good point here that a lot of people are bringing up in the whole defend our babies movement here is that where is Asa? Poor girl is legit trapped like Megumi. Like I joked last week, she didn't show up at all this chapter.
No, and she's...
And they even... I saw someone's really great point.
Asa's sitting there telling them that, oh, Asa likes you.
Yeah, someone's great point too is Fujimoto should be fucking directing. It pans to an empty chair in the room to like almost represent her emptiness and like her own fucking confession.
Yeah.
The first kiss that she would have wanted, Yoru took. The confessing to her boy, Yoru took. It's like she's cannibalizing Asa already.
Or at least trying to.
Well, it's working. I think this is 2 straight chapters we haven't seen her.
Because I want to know how she feels about all this situation. Does she actually like Denji?
She definitely wasn't even sure of it before.
Yeah, because like Denji's hard to like, man. Who's really actually gonna like that dude? Especially after Asa saw everything that she's seen since finding him all cut up and realizing he's changed. Oh man,
seeing everything that Yoru's seen. Because, like, she's in the back seat, but they're still
she's
always
there,
aware of each other, yeah.
So, like, just seeing who Denji really is.
You know, sad headcanon, I bet, like, this chapters like this, where Denji's, like, vulnerable and actually sad, are probably the kind of chapters that, like, make her actually do kind of like him more. Because, I mean, she's a misanthrope, too.
I think that's, like, the biggest, not to backtrack, but just so I get this point out so I don't forget, I think that's one of the biggest... missed opportunities of killing Nayuta off is that you 3 horsemen versus 1. Have the other 3 horsemen helping Denji take on the Darkness Devil. Because Control Devil, even so as Nayuta...
have like 3 badass women helping Denji in that final fight. That's so him.
And dude, where the fuck is Kishibe?
I know.
He's been mentioned
so sad.
by... Quan Chi, she's like, you know, an old friend told me never to make an enemy of fucking Chainsaw Man.
Yes.
Obviously Kishibe. But where is this dude? What has he been doing? I need to know.
Quan Chi's been doing now, too.
Right?
She already, like, betrayed public safety a little bit, helping them get away. So, and she's not a bootlicker, that's for sure. So it's
Didn't there was just, because, what is it, Yoshida being like, yo, don't forget, if you step out of line, we'll kill your girls or something.
Yeah, yep.
All she needs to do is make a phone call. Yo, Kishibe, get my girls out of there.
Just tell me where they are. I'll be there in an instant on foot. It's like, I hope Quan Chi's there. Quan Chi's there to help. She's fucking amazing.
She is. But, like I said, they need something. Because if the Death Devil just shows up and gets murked without being like, yo, here's my boys with me. Darkness, Hell Devil, Fire Devil, this devil, that devil. She's the queen of devils and she ain't going to have anyone on her side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely will.
So if you had to roll up with the fucking the Suicide Squad of fucking G's in part 1 just for the Gun Devil. Makima, Aki, Angel, other people that I don't remember right now.
Yeah, those two poor people that didn't deserve to die at all. The ones that are trying to get out of devil hunting.
Yes. All of those dudes against... I still am so mad that that fight is off screen.
I feel like we could have at least shown us some of it and then cut away. Like off screen the death, but show us some of the fight.
Because I really think actually happened is that the Gun Devil was winning that fight because he kills everybody. Angel dies, the other people die. And Makima, I don't think participated in the fight. I think that she was just trying to, again, control the situation to force the Gun Devil to enter into Aki instead. She wanted that to happen because she knows that would make him beatable.
Manipulate it, find the perfect opportunities to like take the quick, easy, cheap shots to start hurting him.
Yeah, because I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Makima ain't beating the Gun Devil at the height of his power when everyone in the world is like, yo, that dude's the dude. Like, Aki's... Literally. Every time I think about it, I just think back to Aki's backstory. How the Gun Devil killed his family.
It's a coincidental. One of like a billion bullets.
Yeah, it's just one bullet went flying by and destroyed like
literally
fucking half-mile long, like thick shot all the way down that just goes. It's like
just atomized everything in its path, just obliterated.
And fucking Makima has her finger bang. Like, the fuck
That's, I mean,
is that
you could
doing?
get some cheap shots in with that for sure. If he's fighting other people, you just get behind him, ba-ba-bam. But my own little headcanon here, does she even have the finger bullets till after that fight? She points at Darkness, but she never shoots him. If I recall right.
Wasn't Darkness before that?
Yes, that's what I mean. So, like, you know how they had their little fight? Like their little weird tiff? She does point at him, and he gets hurt. But it didn't look like a finger gun to me. I personally think she probably didn't have that until she had dominion over the Gun Devil. Because that's the scariest part about Makima is she pretty much has every devil's power that she comes into contact with because she just forces them into uneven contracts constantly.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's really what was going on because she's like... It's like the Yamamoto effect. It's like, I can't beat you, so I have to, like, up front, so I have to figure out some way.
Just drain ya.
Some cunning strategy to get rid of you, or make it so I can beat you.
I am still on your side, though. That, like, yeah, that's a lot of people. Are any of them good enough to really distract him? Like, Angel's a good, like, one piece on the board. Not as for a one-on-one, but that's a good piece to have on the board. But, like, does the combination of having Angel, Aki, and 6 other people...
Especially because at that time, Aki only has a contract with the Future Devil.
Yeah, there's no Kishibe there. And he does have the curse, too, but that, like...
Does he?
Thirds his life. I think he still keeps the nail on him. I don't think he uses it because...
Kone's gone since, like that good story gone, like, early in the show.
Fujimoto, like, this is too strong. I gotta get rid of it. What was I thinking? Make one hand sign and they get eaten. Damn. Shit.
Till Katana Man showed up. He's like, yep.
What does that mean? Like, you didn't have, like, a Quan Chi or a Kishibe there for the Gun Devil.
Yeah. I think she just was like, this is the perfect team for the reason and to get the Gun Devil into Aki for whatever reason. It happened.
That's a good thing about Fujimoto not explaining powers all the time, too, is that, like, there's reason to think it could still work. Like, we don't know what these two fucking can do.
Yeah. And then...
Oh, actually, you do. It lists them.
Oh?
Right here.
What do they do?
It says they're Punishment Devil is the contract they have.
Both of them have the Punishment Devil?
Yeah, it says Kurose and Tendo's Anti-Mortem Devil contract, Punishment Devil. Snake Devil. It confirms Aki just has the Future Devil. And Spider Devil. So So yeah, the
Yeah.
Snake Girl's there from earlier.
That lineup ain't beating the fucking Gundale.
No.
I mean, obviously it did, but not straight out, like, in, like, Raw.
No wonder what Punishment does.
Mm.
That's a pretty good fear. The
Fear
fear
of
of punishment.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
Fear of retribution, basically.
Yeah.
Anyone that's committed a crime will have that fear, even if mildly.
Oh, that's the fear of is what stops people from committing crime.
Yeah.
Push on to another one.
One of the found family or lost family. The non-point chapter that I thought was a point chapter.
Oh, yes.
Spy Family.
Yes.
Got a little preview of Anya's mom.
And you did hint to me. You're like, hey, it's an extra small chapter, but it's not like extra. It's not a joke.
Yeah, I was like, it's
You're right.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Good stuff.
That's definitely a foreshadow of some kind. Of that we'll see more of her. Because, I mean, I haven't even thought of Anya's parents.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't think even a single time. No.
Because, yeah, I think it's always because she was in that lab.
Yeah.
I think about the other kids, though. But, like, yo.
Because she's never stopped to really think about her actual parents either. So why would I? Like, she has a family now.
Because if Anya has this mind-reading powers, someone else should have it, too. Or some other kind of power in the world. Because if was it only successful on Anya, then somehow they didn't realize it and threw her into a random orphanage that Lloyd was able to fucking walk into, you know what I mean?
I think it's more likely that maybe it was successful on the mom and the mom got Anya out somehow.
Maybe.
Because I'm glad you brought up the orphanage. Because Lloyd didn't take her directly from the lab that did it to her. He took her from an orphanage.
Yeah. Because there's 0% chance any government that fucking develops a mind-reading child lets that child go. That child is living the worst kind of fucking life ever. A slave to the government for forever.
Literally.
Especially in the Spy Family world with massive spy
with little like Cold
everywhere.
War going on.
Yeah.
World War II-ish, Cold War-ish. Kind of a mix of the two.
There's a lot of memes going around about how people thinking that Daddy Desmond can read minds because of that one chapter.
People are buying that. I'm not buying it.
I
think he's just observant.
Same. Because if he could, Lloyd would have been finished the first time we met him. Because Lloyd talks to himself a lot in his mind.
He does.
And especially in that moment, too. I feel like he mentioned...
I don't even need to reread it. He definitely was thinking in that moment.
Yeah. And I think he mentions specifically Operation Strix.
And I mean, this might be like... There's a little more hearsay or my perspective here, but why would he squint and stare at all of them at that dinner? And then be like, okay, if he could just read their mind anyways. He was cold reading them. Like... Mm-hmm. God, I love that term. I haven't used that term in ages.
Cold reading?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's good stuff.
It was good. Especially for like a little 5-chapter thing. But Spy Family's been really good lately. I still wish they would give me like 1% towards canonizing Lloyd and Yor, please. Just 1%. One itty-bitty step.
Right.
But otherwise, it's giving me what I want. More Desmonds.
Yes. It's good stuff. And I like the story progressions of Spy Family. I mean, obviously we also like the fucking goofing off stuff.
Yeah.
But I always enjoy the fucking main progressions.
A lot of the discourse I see on Spy Family on the internet is like, what do people even talk about with this? Does anything even happen? And there's so many banger moments lately that I think back to Anya confessing that she can read minds, even if Damien didn't take it seriously. That was a huge fucking moment.
Yeah, it was.
And it looked beautiful, too. That was like that was a really good moment. The dinner recently, all of it. It's definitely even eased up on being not plot relevant, if that makes sense. And when you think about it, like, instead of just having a dinner with a dance, that was the moment she confessed. Instead of just going to the carnival, we got some Melinda stuff, too. Like, it's feeling less like we're having side quests and more like a tied, cohesive narrative.
Yeah, we're finally moving this plot forward.
It's so weird because I've read interviews from the author Endo saying that he didn't have like a particular like love for this story or anything. He was just trying to do something different, something that he hasn't done before. And I feel like he's coming even more into his own as it goes.
Yeah, well, I don't think he could say that anymore, that he's not in love with it.
It bleeds into the page.
Yeah.
God, can he draw dogs?
So cute, Bond.
Yes.
Bond is the best boy.
I guess a quick Kagurabachi.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of liking Hirohiko.
I'm liking him less every season.
Damn.
I always hate this bullshit in anime.
The what? The "you're just like me" guy?
No, well, I do hate that.
The clearly homosexual?
Nope. Getting further away from it. I'm suddenly just uber strong.
It's funny, I actually knew exactly that's where you'd go with it.
Because, like, he really was not that impressive when we met him on the train. Chihiro was kind of just in control of that fight the whole time. I mean, I don't think getting paper cuts.
Well, I mean, they went through him. I don't want to call that paper cuts. He had, like, through him. Yes, the way he ended that fight was stunning and spectacular, lobbing off, like, both his goddamn arms.
Yes. So the dude lost his arms, somehow got his arms back.
Has
never held a sword in his goddamn life. Makes a contract with sword, so he lost all of his sorcery. So now he has a sword, and he just beat up all these fucking... I get it.
With explicitly no training, too. Yeah. It's not like he's been training with the sword lover. It explicitly has him not.
Yeah.
I get that. I like that.
Do not... Just so that he can... The author can kind of hype him up like, this guy's he's really strong. He's going to go fight Chihiro. And I'm like, Chihiro should fucking demolish this guy at this point. Even if he uses Urahara's blade. I don't give a fuck what Urahara's blade's techniques are.
I don't know about that. I mean, look at what Samura's can fucking do, you know?
But Samura's a swordsman. Urahara's a swordsman. Look at Chihiro's a fucking swordsman.
Well, look at him.
Sojo was a fucking swordsman.
Well, look at what the guy did with the Magatsumi one or whatever.
That's the Shinichi.
I know, but still, that was zero sword skill, all partial blade magic. You know what I mean?
But at least with that, he wasn't fighting with the sword.
I'm saying those ghosts could maybe steal souls from a distance or something if you look at them funny. That's all I'm saying.
We never find out what those things do. We just saw the image of the two ghost ladies. Which is Urahara's sword?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that said, I agree with you. I love like a dual growth narrative, being like Hirohiko's growing alongside with Chihiro. That's all fine and dandy.
But don't immediately just slap him at the same level as
don't
Chihiro.
Tell me all these people are super elites when this man couldn't even spend one afternoon listening about sword techniques.
And then he clashes with this guy once and cuts his arm off.
That said, the choreography was fire. Dropping the sword. Kind of learning like a Chihiro-like move, in my opinion.
See, because that's the one thing, too. I always nitpick to myself about just anime in general. It's like you got all these, like, cool dudes, but then it's like, everywhere they go, they make mincemeat out of just everyone that's in their society.
The
It's
Ruby
like,
syndrome.
yeah, and I'm just like, yo, you telling me that, like, nobody else is as good as these 14-year-old boys?
You know, that's a good point, too. Maybe it would be something different if he actually took some shots first. Like, if it showed him being like, man, I definitely should have trained. Like, we got, like, one line of it, but he didn't take a hit.
Yeah.
He didn't take a cut or anything. And I mean, we know he could get fixed up by another Hishaku member. He can take damage here, and the plot would be just fine. So I like it. It's just like I need more on that execution side of like how he got there. Because
I still think Samura comes in by the end of this, though, at this point.
Because you gotta think, though, Hirohiko was fending off Chihiro in that fight with him for a while with no weapon. Just his sorcery. Just the paper magic stuff. Against a guy with a magic sword. Granted, here he gets some fodder bodies, but like we just said, they cut through that like it's a hot knife through butter. So, like, he definitely, like, I could see him pulling off a move like this. I don't see him getting through an entire skyscraper's worth of trained swordsmen, though. There's a disconnect there.
That page turn, though, was wild, because when it shows that dude, the elite soldier's face when the elevator opens, and then it cuts to Hirohiko holding his head.
Yup, that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope.
This is a cool page in general, too.
It's a cool page, but I think that
I love
Hirohiko being the one that's involved in it kind of diminishes it, because I just don't like him at all.
Like, I love this duality, but they really need to develop this side of of it first. They needed to get more time with Hirohiko if I'm to believe this duality exists.
What I love is Chihiro's face.
Yeah,
he just does not give a fuck.
Chihiro, I'm ready for you, and he doesn't even respond. He's just like, hey, stay back.
I got this.
Also, the fucking everyone was saying it, and everyone's been in a rush to color it better than everyone else. But what a banger fucking page!
Looking through the door. Oh, the door, the eyelet in the door.
He's got to be like a John Wick fan or like an action movie fan, because he's got like, just like I was saying with Fujimoto, he's got director like qualities to him.
Yeah,
he knows how to frame a scene so good. Like you said with the elevator too, he just knows how to do it. He's got the sauce.
Yeah, but Chihiro seems to be connecting too with Samura's daughter. You know,
yeah.
With their mirror and not mirror, but like they're different.
Two sides of a coin.
Two sides of a deal. Yeah. You know,
split paths.
Because how she brings up, you know, what they would be doing right now, like what her and her friends would be doing right now, and he's like, "Oh, it sounds peaceful in this," and she's like, talking about how is it scary to kill people and how he's like, never been to school. Yeah, and he's like, you know, you don't want that. I want you to have a peaceful life, and she doesn't want that.
And some of those faces Shiro has, like, talking to her, kind of, like, also, like, big sad.
Agreed.
I fucking love Chihiro.
Yeah. He's cool. Edge done right.
Edge done right. Because he's not just an edgelord. He's just a kid that had to grow up like way too fast.
In a very short amount of time, too. 2 years.
Like, he's not like a Thorfinn that just lost his dad.
Vinland Saga is just an epic on fucking character development.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I mean, like a split path. It's not like a berserk rage. It's not like an edge. It's like...
super just...
colder, but also...
off-topic random thing. Have you ever... I mean, this is super niche, so you probably haven't, but there's this old, like, really old guy who read Berserk. It's his only manga he's ever read. And I guess maybe he did some reviews on it or whatever, but he just started Vagabond, I guess.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Not that I have any right to fucking say that. Like I'm a gatekeeper. I'm like a servant washing the floor.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're what? The one viz big in?
Yeah, one viz begin. A little bit
vo-
into 2.
3 volumes.
Yeah. Saying 3 volumes though, it does make me feel a little better about it.
I'm gonna have to start whipping out my fucking Berserk volume too.
Mm-hmm. I really need to just sit down and read more, which I probably will. Just the way my flow's going lately.
Yeah, I need to too, but a lot of the stuff it's just fucking ecchi trash, but I love it.
Hey, it's reading something.
But at the same time, like I said too, I mean, I'm pretty decent. I'm 20-ish, 30 chapters into Witch Watch, and I want to make sure that I'm ahead. I want to be far enough into it, because I'm far enough into Sakamoto where we're confident that I don't think season 1's going to cover more than what we've read in Sakamoto in the anime.
That'd be a good topic for next week, because I haven't even stopped to think about it.
We're at chapter 64, I think, right now, right?
God, really only that far? 72.
Oh.
But yeah, still.
Yeah, I highly.
But yeah, it's probably gonna be like 50 to 60 if it's like a normal season.
So,
Which
I want to do the same for Witch Watch.
In fact, I also want to talk about the Sakamoto anime next week too.
Good things,
Mixed things.
mixed things. Yeah.
Mixed things. I don't think it's bad. I just think it could be just punchier. Like I don't want better animation. I just want like just a little more like
Pizzazz.
a little more like impact frames on those big moas. A little more like when he punches like hard boiled into like the fucking merry-go-round. It's just not punchy enough.
It hit different in the manga.
It did. You don't get that page turn effect, which you can do in an anime, where it's just like hits.
Yeah, it's scene change effect.
Yeah. They're kind of flubbing that. Because I don't mind the style, I don't mind the tier of animation, but you gotta make the punchy stuff punch. Like, when we see Slur for the first time...
I forgot that we saw him that early into the show.
Like, when we see him for the first time, if that is not the sauciest fucking scene, I'll actually be upset.
You haven't seen it?
No.
He was in the last episode. He's in the same episode.
Oh, yeah, I saw him painting. I'm sorry, let me specify. When Shin sees Slur for the first time.
Okay.
When they're in the hallways trying to read his thoughts, it's just like dark, heavy
well,
blacks.
That probably won't
if he's
be
just
season
standing
1.
there all rinky-dinky.
They're also going to have to nail fucking... the fucking...
Reindeer Man?
Reindeer Man. What's his name?
I call him Reindeer Man.
I do too. I don't remember his name.
But yeah, like when he first lifts up his mask too, that kind of saucy blackness, and you see the stitching and stuff. It's just gonna be like, "Boop, it's me, guys." Like I almost want less frames, more black. I almost want it to be like, you know what I mean, or like, you go for the punch and then, like it's not. It's almost too smooth. Just like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's too normal. Too, like, monotone.
Yeah.
The only impacts I felt like had impact were Boiled's bombs. The way they'd bounce off the walls and hit Sakamoto, that felt like it actually had physics and impact to it. But all the punches they're throwing feel like noodle arms. And again, it's not like an animation necessarily thing. I don't want it to look like JJK. I just want the impacts to feel like impacts.
Solo Leveling's episode was fire.
I've seen so many people posting clips. The first few out of context too, so I actually stood around and looked at some of it too. I was like,
Crashed the servers, I guess. So many.
God, people love this shit.
Yeah.
I don't consider the average person enough.
Average people don't
let's say
shit.
that in the most condescending fucking way possible.
Yeah. Well, the average person doesn't think of things in a critiquing manner. They're just which I'm kind of generous.
Awesome.
Yeah, they just like to turn their brain off and just entertainment. If it's entertaining, they like it, which is there ain't nothing wrong with that, and it's commendable
Yeah.
that they can do that. Yeah. I can do it more so than like you can because
It's true.
I watch the trashy kind of stuff.
Even stuff I love, the little critics there. I think the only thing that I really went through entirely and didn't like sit there and be like, "There's a problem here," is Dandadan, because it was literally perfect. There was no problem to be found.
I mean, there's lines I draw too. Like, I'm never gonna watch fucking In Another World with my smartphone. That's just trash.
I'm sure there's a lot of those in Another Worlds.
Oh yeah.
You also
there's
don't
a lot
strike
of
me
them.
as one that hits up every single villainous one.
No, I don't think I've seen any other than the first one I remember seeing. I think it was like
Which
2 or
is fair.
3 years ago.
It's
And
actually
I didn't-
starting something new.
But I only watched like the first few episodes of it. And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, but it just kind of lost me or whatever. So there's probably a villainous
For you out there.
for me out there somewhere. But I don't know.
Well, I do think that's a good place to wrap it.
Yes. It's been the Dukes of Weebdom.
Thanks for Weebdom. I promise I'll read Astro Baby.
I'm caught up to everything.
I'm going to have 3 by the next time we record.
I don't think we have talked about the last Centuria.
No, but
Two
we
that-
should absolutely read 2 more.
Yes. And we should also not slack on our Magi and Sakamotos. We need to get back on that.
The other reason to read 2 more Centurias is because I also don't have screenshots of the last 2, so I'm going to need 2 more to refresh my memory on what just happened.
Yeah.
In Manga Plus.
Right, y'all. Take care.
Peace.
Bye-bye.